My parents abandoned me abroad, so I made them taste their own medicine. When I was 16, we flew to Manila for what I thought was just a summer vacation. I'd packed for 3 weeks, tank tops, shorts, my sketchpad, and a charger. Nothing that screamed, "You're staying here indefinitely." One morning, I woke up in my aunt's house with a dry throat and noticed the front door was slightly ajar. I called out, "Mom? Dad?" No response. The guest room where they slept was empty. No bags, no note. Just a text from my cousin. "Your parents flew back this morning. Sorry." I called my dad in panic. It rang twice, then voicemail, then my mom's number. Same thing. Hours later, my dad finally answered with zero emotion. "You'll grow more if we stop babying." Then he hung up. They had dumped me here, thousands of miles from the only home I knew. I was a US citizen, barely fluent in Tagalog, and now a teenage problem to be fixed by relatives I didn't know. They told my aunt I was out of control, that I needed to learn discipline, and she actually believed them. My sketching? Too Western. My attitude? Ungrateful. I wasn't allowed to use social media. My phone was monitored. I wasn't even enrolled in school at first. They thought a few months of provincial routine would humble me, but I didn't cry. I adapted. I started helping my aunt sell fruit at the wet market just to get out of the house. I used what little pocket money I had left to sneak into internet cafes and apply for GED alternatives. When I turned 18, I took the German university entrance exam, passed it, and earned a scholarship in Berlin. I emailed the embassy, processed my own passport, and didn't even bother updating my parents. I left the Philippines with nothing but 2 shirts, my documents, and the old sketchpad they never let me bring to dinner tables. In Germany, I worked part-time as a waitress while studying computer science. I got fluent in German in under a year, landed a tech internship, then a full-time offer. I made real friends, built a new life. My parents, they never reached out. Not for birthdays, not for graduation, nothing. And honestly, I preferred it that way. Until one rainy Tuesday, 10 years later, I got an email from my dad. Subject line, "Hi, Hika." It said he had a stroke, that my mom was taking care of him alone, that they saw my LinkedIn and were so proud and hopeful we can reconnect. I laughed out loud, then stared at the screen. 10 years of silence. Now I was useful again. So I wrote back, "Sure, come visit Berlin. I'll book your flights, one way," just like they did to me. When they arrived, I met them at the airport with a warm smile and said I'd arranged a rental for them. It was a small, cold flat in Kreuzberg, prepaid for 1 week. No groceries, no return ticket. When my mom asked, "Where will we stay after the week?" I looked them dead in the eye and said, "You'll grow more if I stop babying you." My dad's face turned pale. My mom began tearing up. "We thought you'd understand. We're your parents." I nodded. "And I was your child. You left me in a foreign country with nothing but a charger and excuses. Now it's your turn." They stammered. I left. I didn't ghost them. I let them figure it out, just like I had to. And within that week, they started sending desperate messages asking for help, claiming they didn't know how to navigate a new country, didn't speak the language, didn't have local currency. I replied with the same message they gave me over a decade ago. "You'll figure it out." Because karma doesn't need shouting. Sometimes it just needs a boarding pass, a 1-week lease, and a quiet exit.